Good morning. This is Pastor Zach with the Goodland United Methodist Church with a morning devotion for Tuesday, September 18th. Today I'll be reading from Matthew 22, verses 15 through 22. Then the Pharisees went and plotted to entrap him in what he said. So they sent their disciples to him along with the Herodians, saying, "Teacher, we know that you are sincere, and teach the way of God in accordance with truth, and show difference to no one. For you do not regard people with partiality. Tell us then what you think. Is it lawful to pay taxes to the emperor or not?" But Jesus, aware of the malice, said, "Why are you putting me to the test, you hypocrites? Show me the coin used for the tax." And they brought him a denarius. Then he said to them, "Whose head is this, and whose title?" They answered, "The emperor's." Then he said to them, "Give therefore to the emperor the things that are the emperor's, and to God the things that are God's." When they heard this, they were amazed, and they left him and went away. This passage is well known by lots of people, often used to justify or explain maybe the duality of us serving both God and our secular government and country. But often I think we miss the real message that is at play in this text. You see, this tax was something that should have troubled all religious people. This was a new tax added on to all the ones they were already paying, one that was called an imperial tax, one that was mainly there to recognize and honor the imperial forces, the emperor, that ruled Rome and essentially occupied Israel of that day. All religious leaders should have been upset with this idea, but in a strange connection of people, the Pharisees and the Herodians got together. You see, it was an early occurrence of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they thought they could get together and really trap Jesus and catch him in something that could bring him down and keep the status quo within the ruling governments and the religious ruling class together. But Jesus knew what they were trying to do and immediately flipped it back on them, because you see, if they admitted the money they used and why they were using it, what was going on, they would be caught in their own trap. Because the religious imagery of the ruling class on the coin. See, they used a coin that had the emperor's image. So right away, they were instantly breaking commandments by having idols and worrying about things that were not of God. And he says the line, "Render unto the emperor what is the emperor, and to God what is God's." You see, the catch in all of this is all of creation, all things are God's. So we must give our whole self over to God. And when we do that, it will change what else we do with our life. You see, this isn't simply about following the laws and then following God and making sure that you do both independently. It's about us recognizing that everything in all of creation, that all of us and all that we have is of God, and we are to give it over to God first and foremost. Our allegiance is to God in our Christian faith. That is what should guide us, not what's going on in the world or not what we may think is popular or needed, but to follow God and follow all of what Christ had taught us. Have a blessed day.